Alright, so let's go to trial. Litigation. Now, litigation, there's a good sentence in the introduction. It says, an impartial enforcement and dispute resolution process is essential to any system that preserves private property interests. To conduct business and enforce rights, we need a process to resolve disputes. Law without enforcement is nothing. And it's good that in this country, we do have a system of law that allows for individuals to resolve their differences. It's better than getting out your gun and killing people. But that's what we have here, is we have an opportunity to, if we cannot resolve a dispute through the process of negotiation or even some form of alternate dispute resolution, we can always go to trial and say, hey judge, we've tried, we can't do it, what do you want us to do? Now when you go to trial, you gotta, first of all, you gotta know who the players are. Obviously they're judges, but what about the names of the parties? Plaintiff and defendant. If you watch a little bit of TV, you want to know who this is. Plaintiff is the party that brings the action. The defendant is playing defense. Okay, so they're responding to the action. You can have counterclaim, counter-plaintiff versus counter-defendant. Now, if you sue somebody, you're the plaintiff, and the defendant responds, they can also turn around and counter-sue you, and that would make them the counter-plaintiff. Okay. Now, once you go to trial, you can appeal. Now, remember, you have a right to an appeal. When you appeal, the party that appeals is the appellant, and the appellee is the party that responds to the appeal. Then you have petitioner and respondent. Very similar whenever you talk about plaintiff and defendant. Petitioner brings the action, respondent responds. And then third-party defendants will be people that are brought into court. Okay? So those are your basic definitions of the parties when you talk about a lawsuit. Now, to bring a lawsuit, okay, can you bring a lawsuit for anything? Well, technically yes. You know, oh my gosh, your hair offends me, I'm going to sue you. I wouldn't bring that lawsuit, but I'm sure stranger things have happened. When you bring a lawsuit, you got to have standing. Alright, and so there must be an actual case or controversy. Plaintiff must have personal stake in the resolution. So, here we go. We got our heroes. Buzz Off. Alright, let's say, for fun, Buzz Off is my friend. Yeah, I know it's a stretch, but, you know, I'm a nerd. So I'm friends with Buzz Off. Mannyfaces, the evil Mannyface, by the way, is over here, and they get in a fight. Okay? Buzz Off has been hurt. Can Buzz Off bring a claim against Mannyfaces? Yeah, battery. Okay? So he would be the plaintiff, Mannyfaces will be the defendant, and Buzz Off is going to sue Mannyfaces for hitting him. So he has standing. There's an actual case or controversy, the fight. Plaintiff must have a personal stake. Now, I am Buzz Off's friend. May I bring a case against Mannyfaces? No. Why? Because even though there is a controversy here, I don't have a personal stake in it. I wasn't the one that was hurt. So I don't have standing. So that's the first question you need to ask yourself whenever you're bringing a lawsuit. Does the party have standing? Keep in mind, Buzz Off gets hit. He's got, there's a case or controversy, and he has a personal stake. I don't. Now, what else do you need? Subject matter jurisdiction. This is the power of the court to actually hear a case. Okay? Now you can have general or limited jurisdiction, depending on the situation. And that's going to tell you, what court to go to. You may be in probate court. I've always found that probate court is this: you get a gun license and you get a marriage license, and it's also where you go to die. Interesting. Traffic court, okay, and you have federal courts, and all these courts have different jurisdictions. So you got to go to the right court that has the proper subject matter jurisdiction, but they also got to have personal jurisdiction on you, and that's the court's authority to actually have jurisdiction over the parties. Right? So generally speaking, if Buzz Off and Mannyfaces get in a fight, in Chattanooga, the proper place to bring the action is going to be in the county where Chattanooga is located. All right. Now, you could also get it by a summons or service of process, meaning that you have a notice to appear in court, and certainly, if you waive service, you can go anywhere you want. There's also long-arm statutes, meaning that if you have certain minimum contacts with the jurisdiction, they can bring you into court and sue you there. There's also extradition, and certainly, if you commit a crime in a certain area, they can extradite you from another area and bring you into court.